Hello, guys. This is Yvette. I'm Yvette. I am the credit log, and I'm coming to you here because we've been going over the W-4 and we've been sharing examples of the W-4 and how you should be filling out your W-4 so you can stop overpaying in taxes. Guys, we have a lot of taxes coming out of our paychecks. We work in 9 to 5 or whatever your schedule is. We work, we have a W-2 employee and federal taxes are coming out of our paycheck, okay? And most of us pay too much in federal taxes. We're paying too much throughout the year. Therefore, we're getting these big refunds. But what we're not realizing is that while we're getting these big refunds, we're living check to check, and we don't have to. We don't have to struggle throughout the year and just wait for tax time, get a refund to be in a good position. You can actually be in a good position throughout the year. Okay. And if you learn how to use this tool properly, then you too can get more money back on your check to do things like, pay down your debt. Make sure you establish your emergency fund, because a lot of us don't even have an emergency fund. We're overpaying in taxes. We live in paycheck to paycheck, and there are ways we can get that money back on our check. So we want to go ahead and get started, get into it. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with the first things first. We go to our handy dandy, trying to move this over as well. We go to our handy dandy tool here, and we call this the tax withholding estimator. And that's not what we actually call it. This is what the government calls it, the IRS. We go to the IRS website. Okay, guys. And once you get onto the IRS website, you're going to see basically this is what you see. Okay. And once on here, you go down to where you see tools and applications. One of these days, I'm going to actually take the time and go through this IRS website. Is so much information. It's so much wealth information on this IRS website that we don't even we take for granted. Okay. We're scared to deal with the IRS. We're thinking, they're going to take all of our money or we're going to get in trouble. But no, the IRS gives us so much information and we are just so afraid to, research it. But I am going to show you this tool. It's free to use. So once you go under tools and applications, you go directly to, tax withholding estimator. Okay, this is irs.gov, and we're going to go to the tax withholding estimator. Now, in order to use this tool, you do need your most recent pay stub. Okay, you have to have your most recent pay stub so you can get the most accurate results. Okay, you want to make sure you get the accurate results, so make sure you have your most recent pay stub. That's very important. That's why I keep repeating it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and check withholding. Okay, because you want to check on it. And on this particular withholding, it tells you exactly how it works. Okay, this tool estimates your federal income tax withholding. You can see how your refund, take home pay, or tax due are affected by your withholding amounts. You can also choose an estimated withholding amount that works for you. Okay, this is what this tool does, and this is how it helps you. Now, it does tell you you need to have pay stubs for all your jobs. Spouse too, because this example we're going to do, a couple days ago, we did the example of a single person, no kids. This example is a married couple filing jointly with no kids. Okay, we're starting off simple, and then we're going to start adding more complex situations for each example. So this is a simple married filing jointly. So we need pay stubs for the husband and the wife in this particular instance. Okay. Once you have all that information together, you done gathered it there, then you go here and you're going to hit use the tax withholding estimator. Okay. So it's very simple to use and it is very user friendly. That's why we love this tool. It is user friendly. All right. So we start off with information about you. It's asking about you, your situation. Since we said this example is going to be married filing jointly, so we're going to select married filing jointly. And at any time you have a question about what this means, how this apply to me, what should I do, they have The IRS is awesome. They've given you filing status tips. So you can actually, and I will, in another video, or another live, another day, I will actually go in and show you how you can find you can find your filing status. We're going to actually do that in the next one. Probably do that tomorrow. But for this, we're going to do married filing jointly. We know they're married and they file their taxes together. So we go to the next question. Now, do or will you? Okay, no, thanks. Right now, she's asking me if I want to do a survey. I don't want to do a survey right now. Do you or will you or your spouse have a job that regularly withhold federal income tax from your paycheck? So, guys, we're talking about federal income taxes here. So, yes, yes. So this is why we're using this tool. Yes, okay. Then it asks additional questions. Select any that apply. Now you're going to select what is for your situation. In this situation, neither one of them are 65 or older. They're not blind, and they cannot be claimed on anyone else's tax returns, and they don't have any dependents to claim. So on this particular, we're not gonna put anything because it says check any that apply. None of this applies to our example here, so we're just gonna hit next and go on to the next question. Now in this question, it start asking about the income. This is why it's very important to have your check stubs there, so you can get the most accurate information. Okay. Now, because we are doing married filing jointly, we're going to have it asks how many jobs will you and your spouse have this year in which federal income tax is regularly withheld. So you're including anything, okay? Anything, any jobs, any income that you're going to have. This is where you're going to put that information at, because there are two people, they're married, and they're both work. We select two because they have two jobs that in federal income tax will be withheld from. Okay, so we select two. Now, in the first source of income, we're going to just use the husband, just because I have his information listed first. He is an hourly employee, so he has an hourly job. So we're going to go ahead and just check hourly job, and then it's going to ask select what best describes when you or your spouse can earn income from this job. He works all year long. He's planning to be there from January to December. So we're going to say all year. And he is paid every 2 weeks. Okay. I always stop here because I don't want you to get confused with paid every 2 weeks and twice monthly. Paid every 2 weeks is actually what it says. You get paid every other week. You're getting paid every 2 weeks. Okay. So some months you may get 3 checks. Some months you get 2 checks. That's every 2 weeks. Now, twice monthly means that you only get paid twice a month, like a set date on the 8th or the 22nd, or the 1st and the 15th. You get paid, you get 2 checks per month each and every month, and usually they have set dates for that, but they may not. But that's the difference between every 2 weeks and twice monthly. This employee gets paid every 2 weeks. Okay, because it's very important, because there is a difference, and there's a difference in the amount of actual taxes that is taken out of your check based on the frequency you get paid. Okay, now it says this is for the husband. So when did you get your most recent pay period? We're using the pay period of last week, last Friday, which was January the 13th of 2023. You will need a full check for 2023. You don't want any 2022 information on the check. So some people, their first check had a week of 2022 on there. You're not able to use that check. You'd have to wait to the next paycheck, because you want to make sure that all the information is for 2023. Okay, that gives you the most accurate results possible. All right, so they ask another question. Select the option that best describes your spouse current situation. Very important. What they're saying is, was your last paycheck a good representation of how much you earn each paycheck? So are you pretty much making the same amount each time you get paid? So I'm saying yes, because that is, this person makes pretty much the same amount every time they get paid. And they're asking, okay, so how much was that last paycheck? So on this, guys, you want to put your gross, not your net, your gross, the gross amount that is on your paycheck. Okay, you want to put the gross in here. So his gross wages, when his check was $2,083. Okay, and then because this is the first check of 2023, this year to date is going to be the same. So if it's your second paycheck, yours may be different, maybe a little bit more on the year to date. These numbers may be different, but because this is the first paycheck of 2023, and with all of 2023 information, his is the same because this is the first time he's getting paid for 2023. Now they're saying that based on your information, looks like your annual income for this job is $54,158 this year. We're gonna put no. He makes about $55,000 per year. Okay, so we're gonna just correct that, and that'll help adjust, help you with to get more accurate results, because the thing is you want to get accurate results. You just don't want to just be putting in numbers and putting in anything, because this is serious. This is coming out your money, and you want to make sure that you're putting in the correct thing so that you can get the most accurate results at the end. Now they're going to go and ask, what about your federal taxes? How much federal tax did you pay this year? I mean, out of this check. Out of this check, he paid $416 with the federal taxes. Now, year to date, because again, this is the first check, again, it's going to be $416 that you're going to enter here as well. Okay. Then you're going to go down here and you're going to select if any of these apply to this job. If they've been contributing to the 401k, health insurance plan, FHA, F FSA, HSA, and that's the health savings account, and that's the federal flexible spending account. Those there. If you get will you get a bonus or anything like that? We're gonna put none right now, because, like I said, we're just doing basic examples, and then we'll come back and do more complex examples. So this is the husband's information that we did put in the system here. Okay, so this goes over the husband's. And now with the second job or second source of income, we're going to just put the wife's information here. No particular order, guys, just the way I have it listed in my on my notes. Okay, so the wife also has an hourly job, and we're going to put her information here. And she plans to work all year long, January to December. And same thing. How frequently are you paid? She's paid every 2 weeks. She's paid bi-weekly. And we went over the difference between 2 weeks and twice a month. Okay. So hopefully you guys know that. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments here, and I'll answer them while we're on the live. Now she got paid the same day as her husband, on the um 13th of January. So we're going to add 1/13 of 2023. And this is pretty much a good representation. She makes about the same amount every 2 weeks. And I'm just moving it up so you guys can have a better vision to be able to see here. Okay, so she makes about 45,000 a year. So her first paycheck, gross amount. Remember, we're putting the gross amount. Wages, when they say enter wages per pay period, you're putting your gross. Okay, your gross. So her wages per pay period, $1,875. Year to date is the same amount, because, like I said, this is the first check of 2023. And then they're going to say, based on the information you provide, looks like you make about $48,750. Actually, no, she said she makes about $45,000. So we just corrected. Just corrected here. Okay. So we're going to get that corrected. And then, how much federal taxes did you pay? So she had $375 taken out of her check for taxes. And it's going to be the same amount, because, again, this is the first check of 2023. And then again, we're just doing basic examples. So we're going to just leave this blank as well. And we're going to check none of the apply. And then we are going to go back, guys. And I don't want you to think I'm just doing the most simple. We're just, baby stepping into it, because in the next, in a couple weeks coming up, we're going to show you how contributing to your 401k, contributing to, health insurance, how those things can actually lower your tax liability. But for today, like I said, simple, very simple example. So none of the above. We're doing none of the above. Okay, guys? Then you're going to ask, does your spouse have any other source of income? Is there grants? And anybody in employment? Anybody has a side hustle? If any of these things apply to you, because they're married, filing jointly, if any of these apply to the husband or the wife, this is where you would add that information. Since we're doing a simple example, none of these apply, so we're going to put none, and then we're going to hit next, okay? Then they're going to ask about adjustments to income. If this applies to you guys, definitely you're going to want to check this. If you're an educator, you want to check all this information so you can have the most accurate results. But because this doesn't apply to my example, I'm going to hit next. Okay. You guys still with me? Hit me with a thumbs up if you're still with me. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Got the thumbs up. Got the thumbs up. All right. So now they're asking about, or we're going to do the standard or itemized deductions, okay? And I'll just read this here. Now, standard or itemized deductions reduce the amount of income subject to be taxed. So some people do itemized deductions, but most do the standard deductions because it's higher. The standard deductions give you more money back, okay? But if you would like to itemize, you can definitely select itemize and then go through and see if what is going to be the most for you. When you're going through this tool, it's good to remember that none of this information is saved. So you can always go back, play with it, see how, doing different things, itemizing may lower your tax liability. See how, adding to your 401k might lower your tax liability. So guys, this is a free tool that, anyone can use and you can play with it. Okay. So we're going to say no, we're going to take the standard deduction, and the standard deduction for them married filing jointly is going to be $27,700. Okay. So then we're going to hit next, because we're moving right along. And then it asks about your tax credit. Now, tax credit are the amounts you subtract directly from your tax obligation. So these are any tax credit that you may have. And if your situation fits, then you will definitely go through that. And then, like I said, we are going to go through this one day. I did do a live just going over what all of this means, but I think I may need to refresh it and do it again. But for today, we're going to leave this blank, okay? Because our example is very simple and we want to get through this, okay? All right. So then we're going to go to the next portion. The next portion is our results. And this is what we're looking for, okay? We're looking for the results. After you answer all the questions, you have your results. Now, for them, they're saying based on the information you enter. Now, this is all based on what you enter. Whatever you enter is what they're going to go by. This is why I stress, and I continue to stress, and I'm going to keep continuing to stress that you make sure that you are actually using your paycheck, your pay stub. You're using your most recent pay stub because this is based on the information you enter. So based on the information you enter, if you do not change your withholdings, if they do nothing, do not change their withholdings, they're likely to get a refund. Okay, it breaks it down. The expected tax withholding, meaning this is how much the IRS expects to withhold from their paychecks. This is combined. The husband and the wife, they're married, filing jointly. So combined, the IRS expects to withhold $20,556. This is what is expected to be withheld out of the paycheck, guys. Okay? If you make no changes, this is what's going to happen. Now, look at this, though. But look at this. The anticipated tax obligation, meaning all that the IRS are requiring them to pay in taxes, is $8,239. So they're going to take out $20,566, but you're only expected to pay. They only want you to pay. You only owe $8,239. So that means that you're going to get your projected refund is about $12,327. Now everybody's like, oh, that's good. That's a good refund. Yes, that is a good refund. However, if they're taking that out of your check. So if you're a person that's living check to check, your money is not making it to the end of the next check. You do not have an emergency fund saved. You don't have any kind of emergency fund saved. You have high credit card debt. You're in debt over your head. This is not good for you because that means that you're allowing the IRS to hold $12,000 that you could be using throughout the year to pay down some debt. You know what I'm saying? To establish an emergency fund, to start investing for your future, to start putting stuff aside for college funds that when you decide you want, you're thinking about, you're going to have children down the line, you want to start a college fund. But you're allowing the IRS to hold $12,000 for you interest free. You can even put that money into an interest bearing account and make interest on it yourself. But most of us decide, you know what, we want to get a refund, so this is what we do. All right, guys. But the IRS gives you the choice. They give you the choice because you have this handy dandy slider tool, okay? This is the slider tool that I'm talking about, handy dandy. And what this does, it says, like the IRS says, now if you're happy with your results and you want that $12,000 refund back at the end of the year, or not the end of the year, tax time, you don't need to do anything. You keep everything the way it is and you're going to get a refund. However, if you decide, you know what, man, I'm tired of living check to check. I'm tired of not being able to start a savings account or save emergency savings fund, because we know emergencies are going to happen, and a lot of times that is what gets us into these situations where we're using our credit cards heavy because we have emergencies and we don't have an emergency fund. Okay, so you at least need to have the experts say at least 6 to 12 months in an emergency fund, just in case of your living expenses, in case anything happens. Because like 2020, we didn't see that coming. We didn't see that there was going to be a global pandemic coming and everything was going to shut down and we're going to be in our homes for, a year. A year and a half. We didn't know that was going to happen. And a lot of us got caught out here off guard, not having an emergency fund. So you can use this money to do things like that in different strategies. And we have a whole financial blueprint that we can go through with you to help you figure out how you can use this additional money to start building wealth. That's why I call the W4 a wealth form. All right. So if you're not happy with these results, the IRS says you can use this slider to decide what you want to do. Now, if you're a person like me, I would slide it all the way down to zero. Okay. I will slide it down to zero because I want, as much money back on my check as possible. Excuse me, guys. I didn't mean to mess up my stand is tripping over here. Trying to do too much, I guess. All right. So one of my friends is going, oh, okay. So a person like me, I'm going to slide it down to zero because I don't want a refund. I rather have that. I don't want the additional withholdings coming out of each and every paycheck. I could use that money to put towards my own emergency fund. Start building my emergency fund out. Start paying down credit card debt or whatever debt that I may have. I could use that. So what it's saying is, if I put zero, okay, if I put zero, say I don't want a refund, then they tell us to get your desired refund amount, I need $172 taken out of the husband's check. He will need $172 taken out of his check. So that means it's going to be $244 less than what he's currently being taken out. Okay. So that actually means that $244 will go back into his paycheck each and every check. Okay. And he'll still meet his tax liability and not have to pay taxes at the end of the year, but he will not be getting a refund. The wife would have to do the same thing. In order to not get a refund at the end of the year, $105 needs to be withheld from her check, but that's $270 less than what is actually being held out now. So that $270 will go back into the household as into her check as a refund. Okay. So guys, if you add those two numbers together, what is that? That's 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1. So that's $514 each check combined that they're able to add to their household. $500. For most people, $500 a month will change them from being being able to pay all their bills or not. But if you have $500 coming out of your check, additionally coming out of both of you guys' check combined, that doesn't have to be. You can add that back to your check, and that's what we call giving yourself a pay raise. Or a lot of people say, you know what, that's zero. I don't know. I'm scared. I might end up on at the end of the year. Okay, you can slide this handy dandy slider to whatever you say. Say, you know what? They say I'm getting 12. All right, I can deal with just getting 5. Let me just get 5,000 back at the end of the year. Here, I don't know why I won't go directly on 5 for me, but you can play with it to get the slider to where you want. But say I want to get $5,400 back. I want to, I still want, to get a refund because I'm kind of nervous. I definitely don't want to owe. I'm so used to getting a refund. I don't want to jump too far out of my comfort zone. Just let me get a little bit of something. Okay. So you can get a refund. You can still get a refund back if you'd like and still have money placed back into your check. So instead of getting a $12,000 refund, say together, they say, you know what, we're deciding we'll get about $5,400 back at tax time. During the year, you still have to adjust your W-4. If you adjust your W-4, instead of what was originally being withheld from the check, like his check, $416 was being withheld. He only needs $312 withheld, and that's $104 that we put back into the paycheck. Okay, $104. For her, $190 needs to be withheld, so $185 we put back into the paycheck. Even in this scenario, you're still able to have less taken out in your taxes, meaning your paychecks will be more. You're going to give yourself a pay raise, and then you still are able to receive a refund during tax time. So that's how important this form is. And just like I said, filling out this form, going through the motions of putting in the information, this does not change your W-4. It doesn't change anything, okay? In order to actually make the change, you would have to adjust your withholding. And then the IRS is so awesome. It tells you exactly how to adjust it, what to put on what line. And not only that, it go a step further, and it actually gives you an example of a pre of your W-4 form filled out already. So let me see if we can open this. All right, so it's coming up, and you'd have to just put in your personal information, but it tells you exactly what you would put on the line 4C with the extra withholdings taken out, because this is the extra. Okay, this is what extra needs to be taken out, so you can receive a refund at the end of the year. And even on the form, guys, it says extra withholdings taken out. Okay, it is extra. And so it tells you what you would need to fill out as well. So this is the IRS tax withholding estimator tool. And guys, it tells you everything you need. Okay. Now, like I said, it shows you how to complete this form so you don't have too much or too little federal taxes taken out or withheld off your check. So this is very important. We use the W-4 as a wealth form because a lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of us are realizing that before we get paid again, we are out of money. We don't have any kind of emergency savings account. We have high debt, high interest, credit card interest rates. We have all this stuff piling up on us, but this form can help us to be able to start getting more money back into our check. So then we can start paying down some of our debt. We can start our emergency fund. We can start doing other things instead of working and paying bills. We have money to relieve some of that pressure and some of that stress. So, guys, I just wanted to go through this example of married filing jointly with no kids, with an average income of household income of about $95,000 a year. And this is how you would go through the entire form, okay? You're answering the questions about you. You're answering the questions about your income. You're answering questions about adjustments. You answer questions about deductions. You answer questions about any tax credits, and then you'll get your results. Okay, you can print your results, and then on top of that, like I said, they give you the slider tool here to where you can decide how much you want. If you want the entire, if you want, the 12,000 as the $12,000 as a refund, you do nothing, but you can slide it. You can use the slider to select the type of refund that you want, what the amount, okay? And this is approximate, okay? So that's what that is about. We love it, love it, love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for everything you're sending here to me. It's awesome. And guys, as we're definitely going to go through more examples, I'm going to come live to give out examples. And I actually did a video on my page on TikTok going through the examples as well as on my YouTube page. You can find me on YouTube at Yvette Blanton. You can find me on TikTok at Yvette Blanton. So if you want to see, a shorter video going through it a little quicker, or you can check out this live, and I'll definitely repurpose the live on TikTok so you guys have access to it as well. So if you have any questions or if you have any examples you would like for me to go over, you leave that in the comment section. On TikTok, definitely follow me, turn on your notifications because we're going through them quickly. On Facebook, sorry, I'm not on Facebook, on YouTube, guys, turn on your notifications and subscribe and like and all that YouTube stuff. And again, this is Yvette. I am the credit plug. I'm coming to you with information about the W-4. And if you'd like to work with me, you definitely can. You can reach me. I'm at www.yvettetthecreditplug.com, and that is EVETTECHECREDITPLUG.com. So guys, I hope you this video has found you a lot of value that you were able to get out of this, and you're able to fill out your W-4. And if you need any help filling it out, definitely reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help you. And if you're a person that have already filled out your W-4 and you've received a pay raise, holla at me and I can help you to develop a financial blueprint on how to manage that and give you strategies on how to grow that money. Okay. I know you guys could be anywhere in the world, but you decide to spend a couple moments here with me, and your girl appreciate it. So you guys have a great night, and we will talk to you on the next live.